Imagine the moment you get exactly what you wanted, but instead of a celebration, your heart drops. You've reached the top. Everyone is shaking your hand, calling you a success. But instead of pride, you feel a heavy knot of dread. A single thought races through your mind. If they knew the truth, they would all walk away. I'm Oliver. We are going to explore the dark side of success. It is the invisible ceiling that stops you from enjoying the life you have worked so hard to build. For millions of high-performing men, success does not feel like a warm glow of satisfaction. It feels like a high-wire act where you are waiting to fall. This is not just simple nervousness. This is a deep-seated psychological state known as imposter syndrome. Your biggest fear isn't failing. It's being seen for who you actually are under all those accomplishments. When you build your entire identity on the foundation of being the winner, you become terrified of the truth. You know you have doubts. You know you don't have the answer to every single question. You look at other successful men, and you see their confidence, their suits, and their firm handshakes. You compare their outside to your inside. To stop this parasite from eating your confidence, you have to recognize exactly which mask you've been wearing. To truly understand how to dismantle this, we need to look at how it manifests. Imposter syndrome is a shapeshifter. It wears different masks. Based on psychological observations of high achievers, we can identify 4 specific archetypes. Some men would rather destroy their own happiness than deliver a project that is anything less than 100% perfect. Archetype 1 is the perfectionist. This man who believes that anything less than total perfection is a zero. For this man, good enough is a direct insult. He doesn't just want to do a good job, he wants to be flawless. The perfectionist lives in a binary world. There is perfect and there is failure. There is no middle ground. This is a recipe for misery. He lives in constant fear that one small mistake will pull the thread that unravels his entire reputation. He cannot delegate tasks because he doesn't trust anyone else to meet his impossible standards. You are running a race you've already won, yet you're terrified to slow down for even a second because you think you're a fraud. Archetype 2 is the workaholic. He is convinced that he is not actually smart, talented, or capable. He believes he is intellectually inferior to his peers. So, how does he compensate? He tries to outwork his perceived stupidity. He is doing it out of fear. He believes that the moment he stops grinding, the world will see that he has no talent. The tragedy is that he eventually burns out, proving his own worst fear that he couldn't hack it, when in reality, he just exhausted his biological resources. The gifted kid trap is a prison that makes adult life feel like a constant betrayal of your potential. Archetype 3 is the natural genius. This man who, as a boy, was told he was gifted. School was easy. Sports were easy. He never had to study. He built an identity around being the smart kid for whom things just happen effortlessly. But now, as an adult, he faces complex real-world problems. He has to struggle. For the natural genius, this struggle is interpreted as a catastrophe. When he faces a challenge that takes time to master, he feels immense shame. He feels like his gift has vanished. Carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders isn't a sign of strength. It's a sign of a deep-seated fear of being found out. Archetype 4 is the soloist. This man believes that true competence means doing it all by himself. He views needing help as a sign of weakness. Because asking a question requires admitting, "I don't know." He fears that if he asks for assistance, the person helping him will realize he is unqualified for his job. He sees collaboration as cheating. How do we extract this parasite from your mind? We cannot simply think positive thoughts. We need actionable psychological tools to rewire your relationship with your own success. Here are 4 steps to break the cycle. Tool number 1. The evidence locker. Imposter syndrome thrives on feelings. It ignores facts. It is an emotional distortion field. Your brain is lying to you, telling you that you are a failure despite all evidence to the contrary. To fight this, you need to drag your brain back to reality using hard data. I want you to create what we can call the evidence locker. This is a physical or digital document. You need to list objective, undeniable facts about your competence. This is not an ego trip. This is data. When the voice in your head says, "You're a fake," you don't argue with it emotionally. You open the locker. You look at the list. You force your brain to reconcile its fear with the reality of your achievements. Tool number 2, redefining the game. The imposter believes that success is defined as flawless, effortless execution. The new definition of success is growth through brave effort. You need to stop looking at challenges as tests that will expose you and start looking at them as gyms that will train you. When you don't know the answer, that is not a defect. When you accept that struggle is a necessary part of growth, the feeling of being an imposter fades because you are no longer trying to be perfect. You are just trying to be better than you were yesterday. Tool number 3, the Voldemort effect. In the Harry Potter stories, people were afraid to say the villain's name because silence gave him power. Imposter syndrome is exactly the same. It grows in the dark. It convinces you that you are the only person in the world who feels this scared. It isolates you. The most powerful thing you can do is to shine a light on it. You need to break the silence. Find a peer, a mentor, or a trusted friend. You don't have to make a big dramatic confession. In that moment, the spell is broken. You realize you aren't a freak. You are just a high achiever, experiencing a normal side effect of ambition. Knowing that other giants feel small inside normalizes your experience and takes away the shame. Tool number 4, accepting the credit. Men with imposter syndrome are masters of deflection. When someone gives you a compliment, what do? You push it away. When you deflect praise, you are training your brain to reject your own value. You are literally teaching yourself that you don't deserve it. We are going to practice a new reflex. It will feel uncomfortable. It will feel arrogant. It isn't. The next time someone praises you, you're going to stand your ground. You will not offer an excuse. Let your brain register the positive feedback loop. This slowly rebuilds the neural pathways of self-worth. The imposter syndrome is actually a shadow, and shadows only exist where there is light. If you didn't care about your work, you wouldn't feel like an imposter. You would be indifferent. If you didn't have high standards, you wouldn't worry about falling short. That feeling of being a fraud usually shows up right at the moment you are leveling up. It shows up when you are leaving your comfort zone. It is a sign that you are growing. True confidence is not the absence of doubt. True confidence is the ability to feel the doubt, to acknowledge the fear, and to move forward anyway. You are not a fraud. You are a man in the arena, doing the work. And that is enough. Which of those 4 archetypes resonated with you the most? Put it in the comments. You will be amazed to see how many other men are fighting the exact same battle. And if you are ready to stop fighting yourself and start building a life of authentic power, make sure you subscribe.